So I'm going to give you, to share with you audience development programs overview that took place recently, let's say in last 2 years in our theater, with emphasis on classical music programs, because that's what we are talking about here. This is just one scene from our very popular comic opera Falstaff. Maybe you recognize the scene. So the next one, please. Okay, this is us. We work in a rather imposing building from 1885. This message, this slogan says practicing diversity, which is also a version of slogan of European Capital of Culture Rijeka, which is taking place this year. But we are experiencing some difficulties on that level, so let's not go there. Okay, we can go to the next one. So our theater is one of 4 national theaters in Croatia, a very traditional one. We have more than 300 employees. Long tradition that starts back in 19th century. Our institution consists of Croatian drama, Italian drama, because Italians are our major city minority. We have an opera company and ballet. So this was one of our actions. Let's renew the theater. It was a call to our audiences to contribute. And they took it really with great engagement and devotion. We put name tags, their names on the back of the chairs. So it's kind of gratitude to show to them. It was addressed to traditional theater goers, to family generations who spend time in theater or not, but they feel the theater as their identity. So that's really quite important level of our audience development programming. From time to time, we have programs free of charge as a gift for the citizens. It's addressed to general public or potential public as well. Next one. Critical Voice, it's one of our programs, I would say rather successful. It's basically after talk between critics and the audience. They start immediately after the performance, so audience remains in their chairs and a critic and a moderator step in front and share impressions, thoughts, emotions, etc. So since none of the performance participants take part in these talks, people probably feel freer to express. Sometimes, as you will see on the next slide, they get very emotional. And yeah, it's really interesting. Our overall aim would be to empower and to encourage people in critical thinking in general, because that's something we really lack in Croatia, I would say, in media and in social life in general. Okay, musical salon is something the opposite to the one we saw before, because this is where artists and their fans meet. So the program begins 2 hours before the opera starts, and it basically brings audiences who know much about the topic already, but they want to know more and to meet conductors, soloists, to share the atmosphere before the show, to give, you know, artists, give them some special privilege to know details that are not normally shared. You can maybe notice rather non-official setup of the room. We try to create this loosen atmosphere by low tables, table lamps, wine and cheese, and just to feel good. Next one. Backstage tour given by an opera director is also our idea to create closeness between artists and audiences and let them have a peek in artists' rooms. Next one, please. So you can see they shake hands with them, they see them putting on makeup and costumes. So it's quite on emotional engagement level. Next one. Zeitz Rounds, it's action of popularization of our theater. We have, in this situation, we have organized a special city bus. It was covered with our photos that takes a regular city tour, but this one was special because we had many of our artists on board. We can see it on the next slide. So they were in the bus together with regular passengers. So it was quite, surprise for the citizens because artists just approached to the passengers, introduced themselves, interacted, talked, laughed, and it was completely unexpected to the citizens. Okay, next one. Theater flea market. We organized that days before Christmas, and we offered to our audiences a chance to buy, by very popular prices, some theater items such as costumes, props, sketches, etc. And they were really thrilled to take a piece of theater magic home. So you can see on the next and the next one a few, scenes of it. Okay, the next one. Yeah, Time Capsule is our major audience development, in fact, crowdsourcing audience development program. We collect personal memories on the theater, on our theater, and record them and preserve them in a time capsule. In fact, there was an original old theater time capsule that was made in 1885 and hidden until 1970s. And it contained architectural sketches, some coins from that period, list of names that participated in theater construction, etc. And it was buried in one of theater steps. And that was like, inspiration, idea for nowadays. So nowadays we recreate that idea and invite audiences to take part in creating a new narrative, let's say emotional history of that theater. At the same time, that's part of a Desta Plus project. It's one European EU-funded program that's putting audiences in center of cultural organization. Open house is also a chance for audiences to view our rehearsals, to meet artists, etc. Next one. This is Student Campus in Rijeka. From time to time, we go around the town. This was a situation when we approached students. It was a ballet and a concert in the open air in front of students' cafeteria, and it was also unexpected for them. So it was a nice meeting with them. Next one. Theater tours. It's always, that program is always packed because our audiences, different target groups, such as school children, families, tourists, they're always interested to have a tour around our theater because we have that one, special attraction. We have Gustav Klimt. You all know probably about Gustav Klimt, painter. We preserve his early works as on the ceiling. We have his ceiling paintings, oil on canvas. So it's really interesting, and we're creating a theater museum project around that motive nowadays. Yeah, hidden concert is, of course, always welcome because it's interesting to have a concert around the city and release the location only a few hours before. This one was in Astronomy Center in Planetarium. Not just hidden concerts, but from time to time, we also program educational concerts that are aimed for school children mostly, and where we present instruments, genres, we have some funny quizzes, etc. So it's quite popular program. I would like to conclude and to say in short that our aim is to approach different groups of audiences, to current and to potential. And as audience development theory says, to those by habit, by choice, and by surprise. We use data that we collect through surveys and talks in our programming. We practice inclusion. That's quite important level in our theater.